Hey, what's up? Welding class of 2025-26. I know we're gonna have a bunch of students that have been here before, so this is directed, actually it's directed at everybody, but mainly the Weld 120 class. My name is Mr. Rivera. I am one of your welding instructors. I am also the program head here at Northern Virginia Community College, Manassas. Just want to come on here and make this video, make it a lot easier to share. A lot of this stuff is going to be in your syllabus as well, but I'm going to share about some PPE, and what you're looking at right now is the first setup of our new booths. Okay, this is the first booth that is set up. I've been playing around here, just setting up some machines. As you can see up here, this is the brand new Dynasty 210. Okay, that we're going to be using this for TIG and for stick. There's going to be 4 booths set up that we're going to be able to use the 210s for stick. So anyway, this is that right down here. Okay, we had the Miller-Matic 255. That machine, that MIG welder right there. I know you guys can see it. Let me tilt this a little bit. The MIG welder down at the bottom. Okay, the Miller 255, that's going to be used, okay, for MIG welding. We're also going to be setting up some aluminum spool guns. But we're going to have 4 booths that are going to contain different machines. And hopefully I say, everybody will get a chance to use all the machines, at least the 4 booths that we're going to have set up. This Miller 255 Miller-Matic does not weld stick. That's why some of the booths we're going to be using the Dynasty. But anyway, to get back to what I was saying, I'm Mr. Rivera once again. Welcome to Northern Virginia Community College Welding, NVCC Welding. Man, it's been a great year. A lot of things have been happening and going on. Just to be real quick, man, I've been in this field for 47 years, not teaching going on 3 years. I started here as an adjunct. For those of you who don't know what an adjunct is, basically part-time. I was supposed to only be scheduled to teach a few classes, but I ended up with a big load my first semester here. But anyway, we're going to get beyond that. But anyway, my background, I have been welding, as I said, for 47 years. 44 of it, say 45 of it has been in the field. I've worked for, I worked for my mom starting off many years ago. We had a union. We're part of the Steelworkers Association down in South Florida, where I learned to weld. I've worked Eastern Airlines way back in the day. I worked for Boeing way back in the day. I worked for 18 months with NASA way back in the day. A lot of these companies are way back in the day. I worked for General Electric. It was an offshoot, well actually it was Saffron Electric. It was an offshoot of General Electric. General Electric owned the company. I worked with them. I worked for General Dynamics. My forte, man, and most of these companies was TIG welding. That is what made me fall in love with this trade. And that's my forte, but I am pretty good, and not to boast, but I am pretty good at just about all of it. MIG welding, stick welding, oxyacetylene cutting. I did a lot of soldering with Eastern Airlines. But this is what I love to do, and here I am. Later on when you come to class, you'll find out more about me, how I got here, and how all this came about. But man, we have been blessed. And what I wanted to get into today is your PPE, okay? This is vital. You need this stuff, okay, when you come to class. Plain and simple. First thing is welding helmet. Okay, you guys see it's one of those little fancy helmets, Optro. A lot of money on this thing. I bought it as my retirement helmet when I stopped doing field work a year and a half ago, a couple years ago. But one thing I'm gonna tell you, when you buy your helmet, guys, make sure you know how to use it, okay? Don't bring your helmet in a box, still wrapped up in plastic, and expect us instructors to help you go through how to use your helmet. Here's why. 15 students in a class. If we've got to stop to help 10 students, figure out their welding helmets, we're basically gonna eat up all the class time, okay? So you have YouTube, man. Didn't have YouTube back in the day. You got directions. Open up that box, pull out that helmet, and do what the directions say. If you come to class, I'll be straight up, we might, but more than likely we will not have the time to help you set up your welding helmet. Make sure you read the instructions on that helmet. One other thing that you can get to protect your eyes, face shield. This is not mandatory, okay? But I'm gonna tell you something. You should have a face shield. These are not that expensive. The school does not supply face shields for everybody. Okay, this is something that you need to have, and actually, if you want to do this trade, you need to buy one. Okay, another thing here, safety glasses. Okay, you got to have safety glasses. Okay, make sure you come with safety glasses. And I'm gonna tell you something that happens every semester. If you had a counselor or somebody out front somewhere telling you what you need for the class, and they tell you that you're wearing glasses and you're okay, you've been told wrong. You're not gonna come in here wearing your regular prescription glasses and think those are safety glasses. They are not. Okay, you can buy goggles to put over them, okay, but don't come in here with your safety glasses, okay? And everything that I've shared with you right now, you need to have before you will be allowed inside this lab, okay? That's as far as your stuff for your face. Welding jacket. Guys, see this? This jacket cost me 89 bucks. I don't expect anybody out there to go and buy $89 on a jacket. You can buy it for 23 bucks, okay? You gotta have it, okay? Do not come to Weld 120, Weld 160, Weld 121, and Weld 122, okay, with a fire-resistant shirt. Not acceptable in this class. Has to be heavy material. Weld 122, you're going to need leather sleeves because you're going to be welding overhead. So understand, get them leather sleeves. This semester, if you do not have them, okay, you will not be able to weld overhead and you will end up failing those assignments, okay? You're not gonna be doing this from the jump, so you've got some time to get you some leather sleeves, either the sleeves by themselves or you can buy a welding jacket that has leather sleeves on it, okay? It's gonna be hot, understand that, but winter's coming, so we're gonna get a mix. But Weld 122, you have to have those leather sleeves. Weld 130, okay? Weld 130 is the TIG class, okay? Gas, tungsten, arc welding. It's the only class you can come in with a fire-resistant shirt. You don't need leather sleeve, you don't need a heavy shirt, okay? Here's the catch, fire-resistant, okay? All fire-resistant shirts should have a logo that say FR on the front or one of the sleeves. If your shirt does not say that, we are not gonna accept it. Do not come in here wearing a hoodie, okay, thinking it's gonna be okay. It's not happening, okay? Fire-resistant shirt is what you need for Weld 130. All the other classes, Weld 150, man, you can come in your shorts, flip-flops, okay? Be relaxed, because Weld 150, the symbols class is basically in class. There's no lab. So there you go. For you guys, okay, Weld 120, 121 and 122, you should already know this and have this, okay? Stick gloves, shielded metal arc welding gloves, okay? You've got to have them. These gloves, okay, don't come in here with a pair of work gloves thinking that somebody told you, or those gloves that they sell at Harbor Freight for $2.99, okay, that are made in China. Most of these gloves are made in China anyway, but I'm talking about these work gloves. I've had students every semester come in with a pair of them blue and gray work gloves because somebody told them they can use them. You know what? Plenty of shops use them. We don't use them here at the school, okay? You've got to have a pair of stick gloves, okay? Then Weld 120 again and Weld 160. These are MIG gloves, okay? These are MIG gloves. These are soft, but yet heavy, okay? Guys, if you go to Swabies, they're located here not too far from the college. Look them up online. They have packages for our students. For Northern Virginia Community College students, Swaby has a great package, okay? You need a pair of stick gloves that I just showed you and a pair of MIG gloves for you students in Weld 120 and MIG gloves for you students taking MIG, Weld 160, which is GMAW, gas metal arc welding, okay? You've got to have these gloves, okay? For you students taking Weld 130, okay? Let me show you something here. These are TIG gloves. See how flimsy they are compared to MIG gloves? Guys, you want to try to weld gas tungsten arc welding with stick gloves? You can. You're going to find out how difficult it is. You have to be able to have some flexibility. TIG gloves provide this. I bet you right now that a bunch of you do not realize how many different gloves there is for welding. And guess what else you need? Okay, to save your process gloves, a pair of work gloves. You're gonna be doing a lot of grinding, okay? And a lot of other stuff. Cleaning up, sweeping. We're gonna be doing that in here. Get you a pair of cheap work gloves. These work gloves, they sell them at Harbor Freight. Okay, maybe you got somebody and buy a dozen of them. They're 22 bucks or $4 a piece. They're not gonna last you more than likely the whole semester. Okay, you gotta have a pair. You don't have to have a pair of work gloves, but I would suggest that you bring a pair of work gloves. Weld 121, Weld 122, you guys already know about these brushes. Weld 120. Okay, this is a wire brush. You're gonna need this because you're gonna be doing stick welding. Okay, show the metal arc welding. Small. Please do not come in here with these tiny little wire brushes. Okay, you need to have a real wire brush. You got to have it. All right, don't come in here with this. If you're on Weld 130, it says aluminum. I use these brushes on aluminum. If you want to buy one, you can. You don't have to, okay? But you can. Continue on with Weld 121. Chipping hammer, okay? This is a chipping hammer, okay? Got to have one, okay? Things that I'm showing you now besides the work gloves, you have to have. Chipping hammer. You have to have that chipping hammer, okay? Real quick, for you weld, these are something that you don't have to get, but highly suggested. Weld 121, Weld 122. I know that you guys that have had me, I spoke about wire wheels. Okay, get you a couple of wire wheels. They'll last you the semester. Man, it'll make cleaning that slag off of that material a lot easier than just using a chipping hammer. Okay, Weld 130, flat disc. Okay, get you a few flat discs. They sell these at Harbor Freight. Okay, you're gonna need them. Okay, there's gonna be some stuff you're gonna do in Weld 130 that you're gonna need these. Okay, Weld 120, you don't need this. Weld 120, I suggest you too, besides 121 and Weld 122, get you a couple of these wire wheels. These are 5/8. They screw on. Okay, if you can't find these, come in with the 5/8. That don't screw on, I've got the setup for grinders, unless you have your own grinders. Speaking about bringing in your own grinders, I have no problems with you bringing in your own grinders, okay? But they have to meet our specifications, okay? I'm not gonna go over what they are. It's about RPM and voltage. You gotta bring me that grinder. If you wanna use your own, gotta bring me that grinder and show it to me. Here's the caveat. We're not gonna be supplying you with your own personal disc. If you bring in your own grinders, your responsibility to bring in your own grinding wheels, okay, to use, okay? Not gonna have you taking our grinding wheels and then taking them home and using them at home in your garage, okay? Not gonna do that, okay? Just keep that in mind, okay? What else? Weld 120, Weld 160. These are welding pliers. They're not needle nose, They're welding pliers. You guys see these slots here? All these slots, okay, are for a purpose, especially when it comes to weld 160 to MIG welding, which you guys in 120 are gonna do. These are very important. Also too, you can buy these at Harbor Freight, not this kind. This kind cost me $60-something. Okay, but I spend money because they last. They also have wire cutters here. You're gonna be using those. The ones at Harbor Freight, I can tell you right now, they don't last as long. They should last you throughout the semester, okay? But you're gonna need to do a lot of cutting on the MIG guns when the wire comes out. And those ones at Harbor Freight, they're really made from soft material. They start to wear out pretty quickly, okay? I have this thing here, okay, which I added on. It's the other thing. Some of this welding pliers, okay, specifically so I can latch it on to my belt buckle, okay? And I put it in my pocket. Every time I need it, I pull it out, okay? I came from the era that every movement you make in a booth costs money. I worked a lot of jobs welding piecework. So I didn't want to have to go walking 2 or 3 steps to go find my pliers. I kept them on my side. 2 or 3 steps, okay, 50, 60 times a day. I'm losing money when I'm getting paid piecework, okay? But even here, it's a lot comfortable to be able to reach in your pocket and grab your thing. Now we're gonna talk about these booths. You guys see this? Okay? Is there anything I forgot? I can't remember now. I don't think so. Got everything. Those of you guys and that have been here before, you can see the difference. You got your own personal booth now. Okay? Your own personal booth. You got a nice size table. Okay? You've got an area here for your TIG torch, for your MIG gun. Okay? Got a tray in here. Okay? Got a tray in here. This welding stand. You guys that have been here, you know the TIG machine, the way we had them set up before. Guess what? Look at the stand. Annabelle Betts, our TA, Ms. Betts, helped us put this together. She designed it, okay? And me and her went to work building a bunch of these for each booth. Okay, you got your TIG welder up top. This area back here is for your foot pedal on your TIG welder. This area right here is going to have a toolbox or for personal belongings. No water bottles, okay? Telephones. You come in the shop. We're going to enforce this year. They're spending time sitting down in the chair, okay? And you guys see these chairs, Lincoln Electric, okay? Sitting down on the chairs playing on your phone ain't happening. We're gonna keep an eye on that. Once you walk through that door, okay, things change, okay? Period, okay? Your MIG welder. Your MIG welder, as you already know, is gonna be down at the bottom there, okay? Everything's gonna have a place. When you come in here, okay, wherever you find stuff is exactly where it's gotta be when you leave, okay? We are gonna keep the areas clean, okay? But guys, we have a great setup here, okay? You guys see, this is the middle section here, okay? On each side, that way, hello, and that way, we got booths, okay? We literally have, okay, 4 aisles of booth. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we're going to have 16 student booths, okay, and 2 demo booths. One of the students' booth is going to be extra because we can only put 15 students in here. But anyway, okay, air duct system, okay, look at this thing, okay. You guys remember the ones that we had? On-off button. It's got a light in here. You're gonna have LED lights on each wall, on that wall, and on this one you're gonna have LED lights. You might have more lights in here than what you need. Okay, so be prepared for that. Okay. Here's your for the Weld 121 and 122. Okay, guys, These things are a lot easier, okay? There's no welding on these pieces. Okay, you will clamp a plate up here, okay, with a C-clamp, and then you can tack your piece onto that piece, but you're not gonna be welding on this bar, okay? Once again, we're gonna keep the area nice and clean. You guys that have been here before, look at what you see here. The walls are green to 8 foot up, then they're white, okay? This is really, really cool. It looks, man, it's completely different, okay? So you new guys, you're starting a new era here with us. You weld 120. Guys, we have the largest group of 120s that Northern Virginia Community College has ever had. The largest group, okay? We've got 4 classes. I'm teaching all 4 classes. We have 15 students in each class, and we have a waiting list on each class. So what is happening here is just awesome. You guys are probably, some of you old guys are wondering what happened to the shear and everything else. We've got a prep area building in the back. The MVA building is our prep area. I'll shoot a little video about that once it's set up, okay? But anyway, it's about done. Not going no more than 24 minutes. I want to welcome you all. Oh, I do want to share something. This thing here, this air duct system, okay, has a sensor. Basically, it doesn't go on, okay, until you strike an arc, okay? And when you walk away, the system shuts down after a couple of minutes when it's not sensing any arc. So we got some pretty high-tech stuff, man, in here right now. And I'm just excited what's happening. Guys, those of you that want to do Skills USA, okay? A lot of you guys know that we went to Nationals, Skills USA for sculpture, okay? We didn't bring back any medals at National, but guys, we're gonna start having states are coming up. We need a fabrication team, we need an individual, and we need some people that want to build some sculptures. Okay, we're gonna get a jump on this stuff early on. So if you're artistic, you want to join and have some sculptures. Our state is right after the new year. You win state, you're going to Nationals with us. Okay. Individual competition is the one person. We're going to have a tryout. There's going to be a lot of people that want to do that. We're having a tryout. Our fabrication team, okay, what we're going to be doing with that is, you guys that compete in the individual, that don't make the position to be that number one or that one person, we're going to see about joining you guys up as fabrication teams. And we might have a fabrication competition to pick that team, it's a team of 3, okay, to go to states, and then hopefully we can go to Nationals, okay? So man, I'm hoping that you guys get involved with Skills USA. Check it out. I will have some link information about Skills USA. You can actually, when you log into Canvas, you can look up Skills USA. We have a module where you find some information, okay? So anyway, once again, this is Mr. Rivera, okay? Here at NVCC Welding, man. Looking forward to seeing you guys. And I'm excited. I'm excited about what's happening. I'm excited about this coming year. And I really hope that you guys come in on a serious note. And let's get to work, man. Let's get to work. Work in your careers that'll take care of you and your family. And speaking about families, I've been married for 20 years. Me and my wife have 4 kids between us. We're a blended household. We have 9 grandchildren, 1 great grandson. And what I love to do, okay, besides teaching here, is kayak fish. Okay, I have a fleet of kayaks, and I'll tell you more about that later on. But you guys will find out more as you get to know me and meet me. Thank you very much. Any questions, just hit me up, srivera@nvcc.edu, and hit me up, okay? Peace.